Full house at Golden Pin Lanes. Bryan Goebel next in line for Bill Oakes. This is one of the great stops on the PBA National Tour. It's almost like family. It's almost like coming back home when you end up in Tucson.
It is. Yeah. It was always one of my favorite stops.
No, you had great success through the years in Tucson.
But usually the ball would hook down here.
Hooked a little too much for Bill Oakes in the opening frame on the left-hand lane.
And immediately Bryan Goebel has chosen to finish on the left and make Billy finish on the right. He was watching the opening match, plus the left lane is tighter for him. Billy getting a nice break through the nose, leaving only a 6-pin. Nice match play record this week. He needed it.
Bonus pins came in handy. Player who is just blossoming.
Yeah. 6 steps, doesn't move the ball until the 3rd step. 1, 2, now he pushes it. See how long that swing looks? See, and his release always seems to be clean to me. You know, when a pro bowler bowls, sometimes you're fighting that release. With him, watch him hold the ball now. There goes the right foot, now the left, now he pushes. And look at how long that swing is. Pulls him forward a little bit, pretty high backswing. Look at the balance right at the end. And that clean release, he never seems to lose it or hang in it. He just seems to have that same release every time.
One of the points that you brought out last week was the fact that Bryan, who opens up with a double, had really worked hard on his game to take some of the loft out of his game, some of the hang out of his game.
He used to get the ball, you know, 8, 10 feet over the foul line. I mean, he threw it past the dots consistently. And now it's much more of a stroke. Yet he hooks it all over the lane and has great carry.
Well, there's no way throwing it that far out and having it bounce that you're going to get a consistent type reaction shot in and shot out, Mike, across the country. The heads just aren't that good in a lot of bowling centers.
What amazes me here too is Billy, you know, is going down and in and can barely throw the ball aboard to the right and get it back. On the same lane, Bryan throws it and his ball is rolling out. I know if I were bowling, he might be frustrated because I know I wouldn't be able to get a wrinkle out here and his ball's rolling out.
Well, what happens to you as a straighter ball player, you realize that there's very little room for error. You cannot create a lot in terms of throwing strikes, and you know the other guy can. You just hope that you're able to generate enough offense. So
it's a mental advantage for Bryan Goebel coming on right away. I mean, Billy Oakes knows that Bryan Goebel can throw it to the right 1 or 2 boards or more and get it back, and he can't.
That's what hurts.
Yeah. 2 quality shots, 9-9.
Started last game with the first 6.
Right. Yeah. He's running into right now this game what Dave Arnold ran into last game. You know, just the solid 10.
It does pop up at the most unopportune times.
It's part of the sport. I mean, of course, it's easy to be philosophical back here.
Couple of spares for Bill Oakes.
Bryan Goebel in frame number 1. Set it down at the 12th board about. Got all the way out to the 4th board at 30 feet. Almost 18 miles per hour on the right lane. So, and here is that shot again in the 3rd frame.
Boy, the one thing that really is impressive is the fact that he's arcing the ball the way he is, Mike, and yet the ball's rolling out dead in the pocket.
Right. It looks like the Amleto Monticelli, who used to bowl very well here.
You're not kidding.
Now here's how Bryan plays the left lane. Sets it down at the 9th board, gets out to 30 feet to 3.5, and more speed because it's going straighter. It's faster. Isn't that interesting? That's 7/10 of a mile difference.
Boy, it's great to have that boulder track available to chart the way the pros are playing.
Or 9/10 of a mile difference in speed on this lane. He's going harder.
6-pin taps out the 10. Goebel now starting the way Bill Oakes did in match number 1.
Coming in half pocket, watch the 6-pin, 2nd from the right on your screen. It goes to the channel and does enough power for the butt of it to come out and just nudge over the 10.
Well, if the 6 hadn't gotten it, the messenger would have. at least momentarily. Oakes with a smile. I don't know if that's more out of relief or what.
It's somewhat frustration too, because he knows that he's got to shoot 230 to 240 to have a chance in this game, and he just doesn't have that kind of a shot. He did the first game, but how many times can he do that?
Oakes trying to hang loose and hang tough.
Well, right now we got one guy bowling all strikes and the other guy all spares, and it shows you the spares don't beat the strikes.
At least I've never seen it happen. If it does, we've really got ourselves something.
Billy looking for his first strike of this game.
Couldn't have come at a better time.
He says the heck with that solid hit. We'll splatter him.
Just pancake him out there. Wash him all over the deck. I have a feeling this will be flush.
His concentration is so good too, Dan.
Interesting. He got that ball inside his target. Did you see it skid?
He has a tendency to walk a little bit left. You know, he came around that one very firm. There was a little greater speed, I think, on that particular shot than he had been throwing. You know, being slightly under 18 miles per hour in the right lane. 7-pin. He'll go straight at it, make the spare, and go on to the next frame. So here's our first shot. I think the target's right around the second arrow. And he's just slightly inside of it that time. Out to about the 5th board. And, you know, it could have struck. Easily could have struck.
Trying to get back to the pocket. Light hit. And now the 8th pin. Of course, Bryan also shot 300 here this week. 4 perfect games, but he shot 300 in the very first round. That has to give you a level of confidence to start that quickly.
Yeah, and especially when you won the week before and you're trying to get your mind back on track to forget last week and go on to this week.
Yeah, it was funny. We chatted with him last night. It was almost like he didn't have any time whatsoever to really enjoy the fact that he won last week, because you have to gear up and get ready for the next event. That's one